This is the Battle of Rendezvous. Something Compass is a major general now. Yeah. Okay, I have these three brigadier generals. Mississippi's, 55s, 55s, 55s. Obviously, I bought a lot of 55s. Reboard muskets. I used all the Free Sharps carbines, just short of 600 Napoleons. So I bought the Whitworths and the siege guns, and I put good colonels in there because I needed them. And here, this guy has 61s, which were free. So I broke down Loomis and made some artillery batteries. I also poured some of Loomis's men into this unit, and I drove it up to 2 stars. I built some units of 500 as ballast to drive down scaling. I really wanted this to be an easy battle, and it is. This is the easiest battle in the... The thing I didn't know, I mean, he has very, very low armory, but he's going to bring Lorenz's to this battle. I'm bringing 55s, so that's one big difference. So now I have to obviously start buying Lorenz's to keep up with the AI. Okay. So what I want to bring is some infantry, my artillery. Always want to bring my Napoleons. They fire fast, and that guy is about to get his 3rd star. I'm going to bring my other 2 artillery units I just built because I want them to get their 3rd star as quickly as possible. While this is happening, there are a lot of ways to play the JMP mod, and I got a post on a video from Paul D, and also some feedback from Pandakraut. I think a lot of players are playing the JMP mod going into training first, which seems perfectly reasonable. And yeah, the numbers that Paul D hit, I mean, he told me how good his army was. He was getting bunch of 2-star units, then he was getting a bunch of 3-star units in his major general campaign, and his officers had much higher rank than mine. If you want to do that, that's not an economy campaign. It's a different kind of campaign. I think you would invest in, and this is just a guess because I haven't seen anyone do it on YouTube, invest in training, not econ, and then you buy good officers with reputation, and also cash. And Pandakraut said that too. If you have better officers, units will get their first perk much earlier. So invest in officers. I'm doing just the opposite. I'm buying the cheapest officers I can buy, and then grinding them in battle to get promotions. So completely different campaigns. We'll see how this one works. My thought is this strategy, you have to get through Shiloh. If you can't get through Shiloh, then your campaign is over. And the great risk was my army would be too weak to win the Battle of Shiloh. But we made it through Shiloh. Yeah, this guy just charged. I mean, and right now I'm thinking, okay, lure him out into the open. If he's going to charge, I get him into the open. He's mine. And I don't need the infantry to do this. I can do this with my rifle cav. But I want to get this guy out into the open, get shots on him. Look, there's my Napoleon. He's going to hit him with exploding shell. This is perfect. Now I'm going to mount this guy up, and we're going to get on top of this guy. I would have liked for him to have come out a bit more. You know, out into the open. But with that exploding shell from that Napoleon, this guy is not going to recover. Yep. My canister. This Cav unit's going to have a great day. He's going to capture a lot of units. I don't know how many, but he's going to capture a bunch of units. I shift fire with my artillery because my Cav doesn't need the help right now. So I dismounted the Cav, and the Cav put fire onto the enemy charged. I pulled the guy back by hitting fall back, and then to get him out into the open, then I mounted those guys up and charged, got on top of him. The artillery routed him. It was perfect. It's absolutely perfect. Now we have 271 skirmishers in the bag. Now I'd like to capture this guy, but I need to put, I'm going to dismount my Cav. We'll do more damage firing dismounted, and we'll take less damage as well. Good, I want him to target my detached skirmishers, obviously. Okay, he's already busted. We can mount up and just get on top of this guy. Mount up. And he surrenders before I get on top of him. Just moving closer to him, he surrendered. But he was taking fire from 1, 2, 3, 4 units. Granted, detached skirmishers don't do a whole lot of damage, but it's damage to morale. And the Napoleon. So okay, the XP gain that I have for my Corps Commander, it hits me that it's too high. We got way too much XP at Shiloh. So I have Corps Commander XP set at 4. That's too high. So what I'm going to do is, I wish I'd thought about this beforehand. I would have liked to have rotated my avatar out of the lineup until, I don't know, Gaines's Mill or Malvern Hill. And then he's going to get his 3rd star. And he's going to get his 3rd star here. And it would have been better if he'd gotten it at Gaines's Mill, because as soon as he gets his 3rd star, I have 2 choices. I can either not give this guy his unit perk, which would be one way to do it. Just don't give him the 3rd perk. In fact, that's perfectly reasonable. The other thing is just rotate him out of the lineup and rotate other generals into Corps Command to get promotions. I need 3 lieutenant generals for the whole campaign. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate officers into division command until they become major generals, and then rotate them out. Especially during, well, that is for side battles. So the reason is I'm buying colonels to put them in division command as the army gets bigger. So during side battles, I want to take either brigadier generals, probably brigadier generals, and get them to major generals in side battles. Yeah, and then only use the major generals in major battles. I think that's the plan. I don't know what I'm going to do when major generals become lieutenant generals. I haven't thought that through. So, okay, we're going to go ahead and start. There's some possibility that the AI will charge you at this point. I was setting up to receive that attack. Didn't happen, so now we're going to attack the enemy. And, as I usually do, I'm going to wait for my reinforcements to come in before I start the attack, so I can hit him with my entire army. In hindsight, I don't know I don't know if bringing the two batteries that are going to come in, that are the Siege and the Whitworth, they get some XP here, but I don't know that there was a point to that. I do think that breaking down my 2-star infantry unit was a good idea. Now, from the very beginning, I brought a battery of 4 guns, 6-pounders, to get experience, and that would have been a perfectly legit thing to do. The problem is, in my mind, as I thought about this, the Siege and the Whitworth and the 20-pound Parrott, but particularly I think the Siege, just burn a ton of ammo. So I can fire these Napoleons all day, and they're very inexpensive to fire. And they do a great job against enemy morale. But these other guns are expensive to fire. So that's cash. And it's not cost effective to use them. Like, I could have brought 3-inch guns, and they, 2 batteries of 12, and they would have done, I think, probably just as well in this battle, maybe better. The problem that I see is those good guns with a unit with no perks is just going to hemorrhage cash and not be very effective. So I want to get these guys to 3 stars as soon as possible so they can be counter battery units. Do very long range damage to enemy batteries. Then they'll be worth it. Then it's worth paying just about anything to wipe out enemy batteries. So my thought is go ahead and break down Loomis, get these 2 units to 3 stars, get them in their counter battery role. It'll be worth it. So that's the thought. I could grind them from a green unit, but then that's many battles and a whole bunch of cash, and they're not terribly effective when the units have no perks. So anyway, let me know what you think in the comments section. But as you can see, these guys now have 2 stars. I've been really surprised how well my sniper unit is done. And I'm starting to realize how good these units can be, particularly on any map that has a lot of woods. So you put these guys in the woods, firing into other units, especially if you can get them on the flanks. And they're just really, really good. I'm never going to use these guys in a role of get behind the enemy line and try to take out the artillery, that sort of thing. I want them near infantry support, near artillery support, maybe on the flanks of enemy units, flank of their position, maybe, but not even use them for scouting. I intend to use my cav for scouting. And I would like to at some point take a 3-star infantry and break it down and create a small scouting cav unit and just get it behind enemy lines, dismount it. Like, you see my cav unit here, mounted up, the AI can see him. Dismounted, the AI can't see him. So the idea is just get visibility of the enemy position and then let my long-term guns take out his artillery, and I can see where his infantry is, and I can develop some kind of a plan to get on the flanks of his infantry and use fire and maneuver to destroy the enemy. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, even if it's possible, I don't want to play the game of my really good artillery units just wipe out the enemy infantry. There's a real downside to that. Like, these units are going to have 3 stars very soon. And getting more XP for a 3-star unit is not going to upgrade your army a lot. getting more XP for your no-star units and your one-star units has a huge effect on your army. And getting XP for 50,000 men is far more important than getting a few points of XP for 300 men. I mean, this is an army building sim more than anything else. Anyway, I'm just sharing how I think about it. These infantry units need XP. They have to get in and they have to fight. That's the only way that's going to happen. The artillery is there to help them, to help the infantry. It's the backbone of the army, but the infantry needs to do the fighting because that's where we get the most XP for the most men. Yeah, I have a different way of thinking about Ultimate General than other people. I think about the campaign. What do I have to do to win the campaign? And my strategy that I've been using is all about that, is investing in training, get econ to 10, and then the total amount that I will pay for weapons will be the lowest amount that I can possibly pay, which means I'll have as many good weapons as I can possibly have. And to get all the men onto the battlefield within reason. I've tried fighting with units that are 3,000 in size, and they're terrible. So 2,500 probably is the max. And yeah, just try to build as big an army as possible. And of course, one of the things I'm doing is I'm also building an officer corps the cheapest possible way, which part of that is it's just a fun way to build an officer corps. That's part of it. Oh, his units are under 1,000. That's remarkable. On Brigadier General, they were larger because I didn't build ballast units. And like I said, I just wanted an easy battle after the nightmare that was Shiloh. Just give me an easy battle. And this is, you know, even if these units were 1,200, this would be a very easy battle. Yeah, my units are twice the size of his. This is, I could just steamroll over these guys. So you can see, I advanced with detached skirmishers, found the enemy, then advanced the infantry up, and one of his units already routes, and I already have his supply wagon. And then behind them, behind the front line, are 2 infantry units in case he charges. Then I can gang up on him. Like if he were to charge with one of these units, I'd actually fall back and then probably get 2 or 3 infantry on one of his, and that would be over very quickly. So that's what you see, a front line of 4 infantry, well, detached skirmishers, 4 infantry, 2 infantry in the rear to see if he's going to attack or not, and he's not. And then we can extend our front line and try to bait him into attacking. This is Major General. He should attack. And he does. His charging is going to make this much easier. So I'm in cover. His unit of 800 plus is in the open. I'm already moving my artillery up. Yeah, he's charging. Yeah, sure he is. Sure. There's the Napoleon. Well, that was easy. But I'm concerned that he's going to go back into the woods and hide. That would be his best strategy for driving up my losses. Fortunately, in the JMP mod, the AI is very aggressive, and that will play to my advantage. Okay, I'm going to get 2 infantry units into the woods, 2 detached skirmishers, my sniper, and my cav are over there. Get these other units, the 4 infantry online. They'll be fine. Backed up by 3 artillery. My artillery's just about to get up. Okay, that sound you hear is, if you can hear it, is apparently the Confederates have an air force. An airplane went over the house. I don't know if I have a mic that filters out noise, so you might not even hear it. I'm counting on this guy charging. Boy, look at the red bar compared to the blue bar. Just... yeah, I wanted a very lopsided, easy battle. This is it. If I have to go into the woods after him, there's not much... it's not going to be that tough. If he is tough, I even figured that I could withdraw from this position and then just back across the river and then cross on the right side, destroy everything on the right side, and then have a big semicircle around him. And then, you know, kind of come up with a new plan. Going across the river to that piece of land on the right side should draw some of his units over there and make it easier to kill them. But there's not much here. Yeah, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 units. They're not very big. So my left is wrapping around his flank, and that's all to the good. And here, his charge, if he's charging in with 1 unit, that's a perfect opportunity to just beat him to death. And hopefully he charges in with more. Hopefully they all charge in, and we'll just kill them all. Yeah, his 2-star unit is just going to get pounded. His little unit of 600 is charging in. I would really like for that guy to get out in the open, because we'll just crush him. Yeah, what I don't know at this point is that he has Lorenz's. So every time he's firing with that 2-star unit, he's doing some damage, even though it's small. Yeah, get out in the open. Little unit of 600. I want to get on top of this guy. Boy, I'd like to get into melee with this guy. 600? Okay, get my army behind him. I need these guys to move. If I can get... there's a real capture opportunity here. I'd like for him to come a little bit further out into the open before I hit him. Because if I hit him now, he'll just go right back into the woods. That's not as good. He's already routed. I'd like to get on top of him. Just get on top of him. This guy's only 500. He's going to shatter. In this unit of 900, I'm already behind him. So it looks like he has 2 units charging in, about which I don't care at all. One is 800, the other is 700. So I do need these guys to shift fire, though, because if I keep targeting the guy who's running away, these guys won't fire. They'll just stand there and get hit. So, yeah, they're in the open. This is also a really good capture opportunity. Yeah, right now I wish my cav was over here on the right side instead of behind the enemy position. But in a minute, it's going to be good that he's where he is. Come on, guys, get on top of this guy. If you just touch him, we'll capture him. Just touch him, we'll capture him. Okay, he has 2 units of 900 plus in the woods. These 2 units coming in. I've got to pound these guys. I want to capture them before they get back into the woods. They're a long way from the cover of the woods. So, yeah, it's looking unlikely that I'm going to get that guy of 498. Looks like he's getting away. Very disappointing. Well, we popped him good. A great opportunity to shift our focus to these guys in the open who are not going to get away if I do this right. Okay, get the detached skirmishers in place. And he already stops. I think it's my artillery that's making him stop. Okay, he stopped, but he's not routing. That means if I can get on top of him before he routes, that can still work out. Oh, his little unit of 400 shattered. Okay, that's not unexpected. Even if I had gotten into melee with him, he probably would have shattered. Those little units tend to shatter. Okay, his unit of 600 is already routing. The unit of 700 is going to have 2-on-1, and he's not going to make it. Come on, get on him, get on top of him. I'm not concerned about his counterattack. I'm not concerned. Pop these 2 guys. In fact, that unit of 900, we're going to get on top of him too. Look at this. All of his units, I think, are vulnerable. He has 2 units of about 600 that are just... I should get those. Then he has 2 more units charging in of 900, and I'm already behind those guys. Yes, got them. Got them both, and that was what I thought was going to happen, that I was going to get both of them before his unit of 900 got here. Now I can get on top of these 2 guys of 900. This unit of 800 is going to rout. Yep, there he goes. So I get 2-on-1 on this guy that's to the right. Not a surprise. My big units on top of him, 2-on-1. This unit of 800 had taken a lot of hits. I'm behind him, hitting him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-1 plus an artillery. He was going to rout, even though he's in the woods. Now my cav is behind him, and the cav is going to make sure that I can get some captures out of this. Oh, that little unit of 900 is going to take all of the artillery in the world, plus my infantry on top of him. Yeah, his Lorenzes are not doing him that much good right this minute. Oh, look at that. That's just another surrender. Okay, let's try to get... I don't think I'll be able to get these 2 guys. What I'm thinking right now, JMP mod, I've been doing some running, some melee, Condition is going to become an issue soon. We can attack for right now, but these two units in the woods, one or both of them will probably get away. And then my army will have to rest. But look at the red bar. I mean, at that point, rest the army. There's plenty of time. It's not even 9 o'clock. I'm going to put my cav in the melee, because usually not a good idea, but these guys are both routing. My infantry's right there. If we can just grind on top of that unit of 600, we can maybe get a capture. We're firing into it. And then I decide, nope. But he shatters, so we got rid of him. One unit of 700 got away. Okay, and the cav unit is just racking up kills. Okay. It is definitely time to take a pause, roll the artillery up. The artillery is too far away. So I give orders to my units. My cav and the sniper can grind XP on this guy. My cav is dismounting. My snipers are fine. Find a nice wooded position and just rack up kills. This little unit of 600 thinks he wants to jump into the water. That's great. We can do that. And if he's real unlucky, he'll get into melee, but he thinks better of it. Notice that the artillery, yeah, my artillery's right there. My Napoleons, doing what they do. Yep, sniper and dismounted cav chased his infantry unit away, and also they're just racking up kills. Both very nice. We have tons of time. It's just after 9 o'clock. What I decided to do is go ahead and take out his commander, because it's a bunch of free XP. And maybe I recover some weapons. The weapon recovery has been terrible this entire campaign. I think it should be dialed up. There's just... Hey, did his infantry unit shatter? Or maybe it shattered. I don't know. Yeah, I think I killed the commander. Okay, very nice. Alright, now rest these guys. He has almost no army left. I should roll up the artillery, get in position to cross the river. I want to cross, of course, on the right side, as I did on Brigadier General. But I have enough numbers that I can just cross also right in front of his infantry. Move the artillery up. Notice how he moves away from my artillery, which is the right move. And now I need to... I'm taking a moment to combine my detached skirmishers, then I'll detach them again. Rest my infantry. This is Union infantry. It needs to rest a lot. Maybe take a little nap. Get a sippy cup. You know, it's the Union infantry. It's very delicate. So we'll do all of that. Get detached skirmishers out. Get units maneuvered to the right side of the map, get some artillery over there. I want my cav over there. You know, it's all good. And really, I could have these guys walk in little circles for 3 hours. And I would do that, except it's just too boring. I don't want to do it. It's just a boring waste of time. But as I'm looking at the time, I'm thinking, yeah, I think I have 3 hours. So I could spend 2 hours walking in circles. We're not going to do that. We're going to walk to get into position, and then we'll launch the attack. Yeah, Pandakraut reminded me that units out of combat resupply twice as fast. So that's good. Snipers resupply very slowly for some reason, so you might want to resupply them out of combat. So it'll be half as horrible as it is if they're in combat. It takes a really long time to resupply these guys. Yeah, he actually has enough ammo. But what I really need him for, I would really like for him to be on the right side. My cav, my sniper, 2 infantry, 1 artillery. That'll be more than enough. And because I can't see the AI, I'm going to put a detached skirmisher in the woods over here in this little clump of trees. And his job is just do some spotting. Yep, I see him. Free shots. Okay, he's actually targeting my infantry, not the detached skirmisher. Oh, yes. Yeah, let's do this. I can't believe that he's charging into that unit. I just can't believe it. That's a capture. Yeah, that was so silly. I was looking at that thinking, I'm gonna get that capture with 3 artillery, an infantry, a detached skirmisher, an infantry unit firing in support, and my cav will be there in a second. That's ridiculous. He's gonna surrender. He's down to 2 units of 473 and 572. I mean, we just need to get on top of these guys. If I shoot them too many times, they're just going to shatter. So I need to get on top of them as quickly as possible to try to get... I'd like to get it 1 capture. Yeah, got to charge now. Like he's already down to 440. These guys are going to shatter if I don't get on top of them. Yeah, I'm looking at the... There goes my rifle cav once again, getting on top of an infantry unit. Yep, we got that capture. Then I'm just sending everybody charging in on this little unit of 370. I expect a shatter. Come on, touch him. Let's try to get a capture. Come on, get on top of him. Yeah, we got the capture. 293, but hey. So we captured more than we killed. 7,500, lost about 500. So that's way more losses than I had on Brigadier General, but still pretty good. So, yep, easy battle. That's what I wanted. A nice, easy, relaxing, beat the enemy up, recover psychologically from Shiloh. He only had 2 units that didn't surrender. Well, he had some shatters, right? Yeah, I guess the 2 units are the shatters. Everybody else was captured, and most of those with the cav. Okay, that's bad. I can't make use of the Lieutenant General. I'm going to park him until Antietam. So, okay. The number of weapons recovered is terrible. So 5,600 more men. Yeah, I'm going to have trouble getting rifles for everybody. So you only invest in politics if you need more men. And you only spend rep for men if you need more men. If I can't get everybody into the army because I don't have rifles, then my problem is money, not men. Okay, the AI went skyrocketing to 65,000. Training went up to 45, and armory is up to 29. But he's using Lorenz's, so doesn't matter. I need to buy Lorenz's.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we're going to spend some more money. We have 400,000. We're going to spend money on weapons, upgrade the... that's what I wanted to do. Get econ up before I start buying lots of stuff. Now we're going to start buying lots of stuff. Oh, if I don't take that perk, then I could technically use this commander for Gaines's Mill and Malvern Hill. I think I'll do that. I think I'll... because I can't have that 3rd perk before Antietam. So I think that's what I'll do. I will rotate this avatar out, move another general in to command side battles. Yeah, I think I'll do that. And I guess that's Wagner, which is good. And then, yeah, just not take the 3rd perk until Antietam. And then just keep... when Wagner gets his 3rd star, he doesn't get the perk until after Antietam, but then I'll rotate another general into commanding the side battles. So... yeah, they're closer, but I don't think they're going to make it before. They might make it. There's a good chance they have their 3rd perk by Malvern Hill. I don't think I'll have the 3rd perk by Gaines's Mill. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you next time.